All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the Boombar on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Shola Rogers.
My name is Adeleke. I bid you a warm welcome to the bar this very interesting afternoon. If you're just joining us, welcome. This is um, it's a very interesting, I think it's the last week of November, yeah?
Exactly.
It's the last week before, like, we're officially in December. This year definitely went by, like, really fast. But, there's a lot of things that came up with it, but we're thankful. We're here.
That's it. We're here. You're here, and it's
Mm-hmm.
because you're there that we're here, and because we're here, we assume that you're there for us too. We are definitely going to be with you for the next couple of minutes at the Boombar. The Boombar, if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. She's already bidded you a warm welcome. So what we're doing is to tell you that the Boombar is really a bar where we
Yeah.
kick back, relax, and talk music, sports, politics, and
And
everything
everything
in
in
between.
between. Yep. So today we're gonna be talking about a lot of things. Starting with sports. There's a lot of World Cup updates. Not just there's a lot of drama and more like there's a lot more of would I say politics that I think at this point it's just a thing when they say that you don't mix sports with politics. These days I'm not sure that those things occur anymore. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of updates with games that were played all through the weekend. We definitely will get through that. Also, we're now going to be talking about one or two things that popped up, and there's sport news from Scotland where we're definitely going to be checking out what happened, what is happening, and a few other things that pops up from that angle as well. Then there's a lot of political stories. There's a lot of political issues. Oshu State is in the front banner. They have a brand new governor. We definitely will see how that works or what's happening there. Also, other than that, there's a lot of issues coming from the appeal court. There's the appeal court it was really busy this morning. I think they just woke up to we're doing a lot of talks today, and I think it really worked. It really worked for a lot of people. There's good news from the appeal court. There's a little bit of I don't know if I should call it bad news.
Well, good news, bad news is news for us. We are in the business of news. We've been giving you updates about a whole lot of stuff. We've been bringing more. The Lupa mentioned how the courts have been busy. This morning, a lot of judgments
Yeah,
from Adamawa
we're really churned out
to
from to Yobe to
Yobe,
Ogun
Yobe
State.
North to Ogun State. To just name it about 5 or 6 states already.
There's a
And
lot of drama this
we're gonna
morning.
give you that and give you the breakdown on those decisions.
So
that have
yeah,
been made.
that and a lot of other things that pops up, we're definitely going to get through to that. But before we get on that, of course, for people that did not watch, and just for review, we're going to start the World Cup updates from Saturday. Of course, you know that over the weekend the bar was not open, which is very ironic. Yeah, but it is the Boombar. Anyway, on Saturday we start this. There were Group C and Group D games where we saw Poland defeat Saudi Arabia, and a lot of people seem to be very disappointed with this because suddenly a lot of people seem to be rooting for Saudi Arabia.
You do not beat Argentina and not pick up a couple of fans along the way. You do not beat Argentina and expect people to think, oh yeah, it was just a one-off, and they're gonna lose the next game to seemingly lesser opponents as compared to seemingly lesser as compared to Argentina. So yes, people were disappointed.
Yeah, also speaking about the same Argentina decided to redeem themselves by defeating Mexico 2-0.
Yeah, before the game, a lot of people were talking about two personalities that were going to be on the pitch and that were on the pitch. On the one side, there's one of the best players in the world, arguably the best, Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
And on the other side, the number one number one World Cup goalkeeper. Notice I said World Cup goalkeeper. The guy appears just like the World Cup every 4 years and does amazing things between the sticks. Like, his name is Ochoa, and he's the Mexican goalkeeper. For 4 years, you're not going to anything about Ochoa. But once the World Cup comes like this, Ochoa becomes Dinosaur, Betty, what's his name? All the goalkeepers
all wrapped
rolled
up into one.
waiting now. What happened?
But sadly, it didn't come
so
through
it was. They talked about an immovable force versus a movable force and blah blah blah. And yeah, it didn't go down well for Mexico.
Mexico, yeah, it was,
the Argentines had basically streamrolled them and showed them why they're one of the best teams in the world.
Yep, and in Group D, Australia defeated Tunisia, and France, who seems to be the only team as of now to have qualified, have defeated Denmark 2-1.
You need to realize one thing about the French team, and this French team is missing at least four
they're about
of their regulars.
4, if not more.
Yeah.
Yes.
At least
Yes.
4 of their regulars. And it's not affecting them. That shows you the depth in that team.
They're definitely a fantastic
in that
one.
team. And the quality is shining through. Shout out to their coach, who definitely is on top of his game. But special shout out to the players who have stepped up and made you not miss players like Pogba and
Benzema. Yeah.
know.
There's Nkuku too that got injured. So there's somebody else too that got injured just a few days ago as well. But they have stepped up and they're doing some amazing work. Also, moving on to Sunday, we saw how Costa Rica defeated Japan, which okay, it was, you never know. One that I think a lot of people were definitely looking forward to, and I was not kind of disappointed because Spain and Germany, those are two very top teams. So it was a matter of it could have gone either way.
Spain and Germany is your typical World Cup final.
Yeah.
Your typical World Cup semi-final.
Semi-final.
That's when you expect those two to meet. And if everything goes well, they might meet again. The Spanish team started a little bit on the back foot. The Germans came at them, even got a goal disallowed. I think Rudiger also put the ball between the sticks, but it was disallowed.
It was.
Then the Spanish woke up, and man, it was one-way traffic for quite a while. Spain has arguably the best team at the World Cup at the moment. Look, based on the way they played against Germany, these things change. So I'm talking about
especially this World Cup. Yeah. I saw someone that said that this particular World Cup they should change its name to Shock Cup because there's going to be a lot of shocks.
So because it was going to be Spain all the way until the coach made an inspired substitution, and boom, 1-1. Germany are still in it.
They definitely are. Another one that really shocked everybody was Morocco and Belgium, where Morocco defeated Belgium 2-0. In fact, it was going to be 3-0 if not that VAR disallowed one of their goals. That one, I think, was the shock of the weekend.
The thing about the old 90-plus minutes that was played by Belgium and Morocco is actually a video and a picture that emerged at the end of the game where one of the players went to the stands to earn this jersey, I think to his mom, Akim Ziyech or so. It was beautiful. She kissed him on the cheeks. It looked like she was praying or hugging or something. And it showed you the beauty of family. Nobody saw Morocco coming at all.
No, nobody did.
Like they should be singing Ashake's song. They never
That's
see us coming.
coming.
With the way he sings and closes.
Oh God.
Nobody, not even nobody
saw it coming. Nobody saw
it's
it coming.
Belgium now. You don't understand. Look at the quality of players in that Belgian team. Yeah. How many players can you mention in the Moroccan team? Maybe 3 or 4 at best. But not just 1-0. They actually pulled off a masterclass on the Belgians.
Definitely did.
And it did not end there. You thought it was going to end on the pitch? They've taken violence to the streets.
Oh yeah, as it's said that Belgium right now there's a lot of violence on the streets as they are protesting their defeat, which I don't understand. Doesn't make sense to me.
I'm scratching my head like, wait.
What are you doing?
Wait. You got beaten by another team that came to the World Cup. Qualified just the way you qualified.
You qualified. Everybody had the same
and you
time.
Have a problem to the point where people have been attacked and there's a protest on the street. So, excuse me, I'm coming. What about the times that your country had beaten other people? What were those other countries supposed to do?
That's why I'm wondering.
Was it always supposed to lead to a riot?
What sense did that even make?
Look, shame on the people who have decided to take, football and bring it into disrepute with this cowardly act.
Very, 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 very cowardly act, and maybe they should continue that because the way it's looking now, the Belgium looks like they might not qualify as it's going. But anyway, finally yesterday, Croatia defeated Canada 4-1.
Yeah, there's a Yoruba saying. I'm Yoruba. I would attempt to explain it to you guys that are listening and watching. They say, "Oh, for kekere gbanla."
Yeah, because the Canadian team actually scored first.
The fastest goal at this World Cup, 69 seconds. Just before I could sit down, as soon as I switched to that game.
Yes,
and
second
I was just
minute.
trying to settle.
Second minute.
And the next thing, boom.
Boom.
But guess what? Alphonso Davies. That I think is.
But you know why I'm not surprised?
The best Canadian player.
This is the same Croatia that got to finals the last time. So yeah, I was not shocked about this at all. Like, it's Croatia we're talking about.
But the thing is like it must have rubbed them off the wrong way. They're like, oh really, Canada, like that Canada, you want to beat us? And they went ballistic on them. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 goals. That's definitely
Croatia,
a lot. We have not seen so much of goals.
Down.
I think that the only other team that we've seen that many goals is the England team with
England, Iran.
Iran, yeah. We've not seen that many goals. So yes, that definitely is a lot of goals. So today started on a very interesting note where we saw it started with, it was Cameroon and Serbia, where we saw that Cameroon had they had scored first. It was 1-0 and it was the king, not bad. I was like, okay, Cameroon is in it. Then boom, the others definitely scored. Serbia scored 2 other goals, and I remember like that. Are you joking? Like, why would you let these people score? It became 1-1, became 2-1. In fact, it became 3-1. And looked like at some point Cameroon decided, you know what? This thing cannot make sense like this now. They decided to score a second goal, then a third goal, and then that game ended 3-3 Cameroon and Serbia.
Yes, interesting result for the Cameroon national team. The first game, there's a picture of the coach on the touchline. Is Cameroonian too, and someone quotes that picture and says, "What's Snoop Dogg doing at the World Cup?" And if you look at the facade and the structure, or the physical structure or standing of the Cameroonian national team coach, it kind of looks like Snoop Dogg from afar. And Snoop Dogg saw the tweet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and quoted the tweet too and smiled and said, yeah, that's what's up. I won't funny thing. I'm like, okay. Like, interesting. That's the most interesting thing that I've seen about the Cameroon team.
Also, that there was talk.
In fairness to them, I was watching the game this morning, and, when they went to go down, I was extremely disappointed. I'm like, is this the trend?
Is this really old?
Stepped out to do a couple of things. Boom. 3-3. Shout out to Cameroon.
Yeah. Also, there's a little bit of rumor and talking about the number one player that was pulled out of today's game, and it was alleged that he had criticized the country's FA chairman. That's the Samuel Eto'o. That Samuel Eto'o seems to be too involved in the team, that he's not giving a lot of space for the coach to do his work.
Well,
and he was pulled out of the game today.
Well, without him, they played a 3-3, so I'm sure it'll be ruined is lost by now. But I think we've moved into a new era.
Or he could have said, without me, if I was there, they probably wouldn't have scored 3 goals.
Well, good luck. He could have said that too. Well, good luck to him. And what I wanted to say and what I'm going to say is we've moved into a realm and a new era where players can actually talk anything and assume that after what they said, even if it's the right thing, people's feathers will not be ruffled, or oxes will not be gored, or people will just look at it and say, he was just expressing himself.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen with the Nigerian team. A couple of players got together and said one or two things. I know about a female player that just was fighting for the rest of our team. She's been frozen out of the team for years now. They bring her back, play one inconsequential game, then they drop her off again. Players need to be careful, and they need to understand that even if you feel the need to express yourself, consider your career also and all of that. You just never can tell. Samuel Eto'o for me comes across like an amazing person until I'm proven otherwise. When Eto'o was a player for Cameroon, there was a time when he was financially sponsoring the team. There was a time when he was responsible for, motivating them, buying wristwatches, expensive wristwatches.
So it seems to be someone that is very interested.
Always as a
team.
player. So you think that a guy like that, who did that and got results as a player, becomes FA chairman, and he's just going to say, oh, now that I'm FA chairman. No, it's hard. I'm not saying that administrators should tamper with teams, but again, look at his Eto'o Fuse. He's one of the best players that ever played the game. When it comes to football, look at his achievements. Look at the laurels that he won and how successful his career was. It's not like some of our own administrators in Nigeria. They never played the game.
They have no idea.
They don't know anything about tactics and all of that.
Yeah.
It's about a guy who actually knows the game.
I get what you're saying.
So again, shouldn't be a player's place to be the one to say those things, especially if the person is still the FA chairman.
Exactly. Okay, another African team is playing at the moment. Ghana is playing with South Korea.
Whoop.
I was about to say it was 2-0, and South Korea just scored at the right now. Yeah, Ghana was defeating South Korea 2-0, and at the moment they literally just scored like a few.
Ghana is still leading.
Like 1 minute ago. They still it's still 59 minutes. So Ghana really needs to be careful if they want to win this game. Anything is possible at the moment. There's still about 30 minutes. These days with the amount of extra time they give, more like 40 or 50 minutes left, Seth. You never really know. And I'm sure that one game that a lot of people, or 2 games that they're still anticipating today, is Brazil-Switzerland. Brazil definitely needs to win this game today to seal the deal, at least for the round of 16. Also, Portugal and Uruguay, and I think that that's going to be a very difficult game. Uruguay is the team that has Suarez, that has Darwin Núñez, if I'm right. Yeah, the Uruguay is not a small team as well. So Portugal definitely needs to step up. Uruguay definitely also needs this game as much. So at 5 p.m., Brazil, Switzerland, and at 8 p.m., Portugal, Uruguay. So we'll definitely would give you updates on that tomorrow. Quickly before we leave the issue of the World Cup, there is drama that is brewing as an Iranian team has now called for the US to be disqualified as it changed the Iran flag on their social media to show support for protesters and things happening in the country.
It's one of the strangest calls I've ever heard. One, the US is not hosting the World Cup. They're not in charge of the materials that go live or that are published on the official handles of the World Cup. Whatever flag that they're talking about or referring to must probably be on a private platform.
No, I think that what they're talking about is that I think on the flag, there's like an inscription on how do I say it now, on their flag. The flag that was put out did not have that inscription.
Put out by who?
I think by the US.
How are the
on
US
their social media?
Oh, exactly what I'm saying. How does that affect the World Cup? And that's why I laid the background there that they're not hosting. They're not in charge of the official handles. So whatever flag the Iranian team is complaining about.
Yeah, like the US Soccer Federation had, they're in the same group. So they had put like a post on their social media group, the US Soccer Federation, and the inscription that is on the Iranian flag was not there.
Exactly what I'm saying still. How does that affect the World Cup? The website that they put it on is their website. It's not the official World Cup website. So Iran can actually pay them back in the same coin by also doing whatever they want to do.
Maybe remove the stars on the
because
US flag.
If these countries don't want to remove politics from it, then let them go ahead and do whatever they want to do. But the people in charge of the game will not disrespect any country. They will not take the Iranian flag and distort it. I do not support anybody, messing around with people's brands or names or identities. I don't think it is right. But the Iranians should focus on the World Cup.
But what's important here?
And confirm if FIFA or Qatar,
agree to,
are doing it. Not that I agree. Are they doing it? Is it on their official broadcast? Is it on their social media or their website? If it's not on there, then sadly they cannot control what the US Football Federation, decide to put out.
Exactly.
You can make your own graphics. For instance, now in Qatar, like the was that separating sports from politics is supposed to be the thing, but it's almost become a thing of the past now. So in Qatar, there's a bit of protest about how Qatar was not going to allow the rainbow images into stadiums. I know now they relaxed that and have allowed people to wear what they want to wear, right? I've seen a video of a cross-dresser being, physically manhandled.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And the people who put out the video claim that happened in Qatar. And I use the word claim because, again, if you're not 100% sure about
you never really know some of these things,
so take that and put it aside. The Football Federation, FIFA, the International Football Federation, FIFA, now decided that the German national team should not wear the one nation, one color,
one love band,
which of course is in support of the LGBTQ community. In protest, the German national team took pictures with their hands covering their mouth, which they are saying is a protest to say we're being gagged, we're being prevented from talking, but we are showing support for what FIFA does not
Yeah.
support, right? Then a minister from Germany, a female minister, she's in Qatar too, decided to wear that band. She's not a footballer.
Oh yeah.
She put the band on. I'm sure people have seen the picture, and she put the band on. Okay, the Qataris are like, okay, two can play. The next day, they're wearing bands with the Palestine colors. You see where we're going with this now?
With this
It's becoming too political.
Too political, yeah, and it's just. And the idea of things like sports is supposed to keep everybody together
And unite everybody.
yeah.
So now, there's a quiet protest in support of Palestine. There's a protest in support of the LGBTQ community, and
So really,
it's all happening
what's
at
the
the World
Cup
Cup.
really for? Is it a protest ground or?
So for the Iranians and the Arabians and the Qataris, they're protesting certain lifestyles that they don't like, and they're feeding off what the West is pushing at them.
pushing at them, yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's football that suffers.
Exactly, because if at some point, if we are not careful, some of the things that we're doing is really, really going to affect a lot of people. Moving on from that quickly, before we go off sports, there was a particular story that I saw earlier today, where it is said that Scottish football are said to ban heading, really like making headers a day before a game or a day after to minimize the risk of brain injuries.
Anything that would promote good health is welcome. But you look at football, played football a bit myself, headed a few balls, and I don't think football,
Yeah,
the football itself,
exactly.
or like the Americans would say soccer balls, I don't think they're that much of
There's
a
so
danger
much.
to
I feel
anybody.
that there are a lot more sports that issues like this can arise, like boxing, like the UFC, like wrestling, which we know anyway, not wrestling. Anyway, there's like a lot more games, a lot more contact sports that you see more severe injuries gotten from football. Most of football injuries that we get is always on the leg area. There's always maybe some tendon or some femur issue or some ACL or some, maybe the worst case scenario most of the time is the groin. You hardly really ever hear of head injuries and all that. Yes, these days we see somebody's having some eye socket injury and all that. Yes, one of those things, some of those things happen. But for people to have like brain injuries and all from football, it's not as common as other sports. Really,
It is not as common, but maybe they have research, and if they do, they should avail everybody of this information and let us learn. But man, Edin, they should be coming down, shall we? Because this one I don't think is a problem.
Okay, now quickly let's move on from that, as we're going to I think there's a bit of interesting news, let me put it from that, or good news coming from the federal government, and it is from the Abuja-Kaduna rail service. I think a lot of people have been looking forward to it. I remember that even a few weeks after it was suspended, I remember that I saw a bit of news talking about how some people were saying that they should just begin this thing all over again, that they'll be fine and all that and all that and all that. And now the federal government, through the Ministry of Transportation, has said that, it was supposed to resume today. I think it's in about a week now. They've moved it to by a week, and they're now saying that there's a new system of purchasing tickets, and that you have to present a working phone number and a national identification card. That in the list, at least you have to have an NIN. That if you do not have an NIN, you cannot board the plane.
Yeah. So, Korea Ghana, quick update.
Yeah.
It's 2-3 now. 5 goals have been scored in that game. And
Two. See what I'm saying? At this
So,
point,
Korea 2, Ghana 3.
3.
Ghana leading.
Yeah,
Ghana,
there's a lot of work that definitely
Ghana-
needs to be done.
Ghana will win. You
I
know.
cannot say that. I will not even lie. I cannot say that I'm totally invested in it, but
Okay, so back to the matter. We just had to give you that quick update. And back to the matter now. The Abuja-Kaduna train is built with money loaned, from outside forces, from China to be precise. And of course, they're on the clock. There's a scheduled payment plan, and it's been a successful venture so far. They've been getting money. At least most of the train built so far in Nigeria actually is sponsored or majorly sponsored by the Chinese, and of course they're supposed to get repayment. So that's the business angle to things. So they must resume. 2, the convenience of that train cannot be overstated.
oh yeah,
Speak to people who live and work in Kaduna and Abuja. They will tell you how much of a game changer
that train definitely was.
it's even a major campaign point for the APC. They talk about how they built rails and all of that, which were never in existence. Now, the attack on that train, the terrorist attack on that train, the subsequent arrest of, kidnapping of innocent passengers has led to this new system that the government is trying to put in place. Because, like I said, it's a business, so it needs to get back. Apart from the business, the convenience of people traveling, because it's put a lot of train now, a lot of strain now.
Strain on the roads.
On aviation also.
And aviation, yeah.
Some people will still rather fly than drive from Abuja to Kaduna.
Kaduna.
If you put all of that into cognizance, you understand the reason why the train has to start and why they need to put these things in place. A lot of people have been complaining, why should they ask for those things? But I think one of the reasons why they're doing that is that they'll be able to track, passengers. And
yes, I think
the
so.
ones that want to masquerade as passengers, they're going to catch them.
It's obvious that we were the people, what's the word now? Unscrupulous elements around us. Yes, I hear that there's talks of there are a lot of people that are not Nigerians that do some of these things. You will be shocked to see news of how a lot of Nigerians also are involved in these things. So let's even start from there. So what does that even mean? For you not to have an NIN, it means that you are not Nigerian. So look for alternative measures. At the moment, it's only Nigerians that they built it for. Look for the alternative measures. And I think that even if you are not Nigerian and you came into Nigeria legally, I think there are like temporary NINs and all that can be given to foreigners. So except you have some funny ways, you should not have a problem. If I want to enter train now, they ask me to bring my NIN, I won't think about it twice because I don't have anything to hide.
One of my biggest misgivings about the reintroduction of the rail system into Nigeria is largely the ticketing system that seems to be compromised.
Manual,
digital, whatever it is, it seems to be compromised. That if you talk to people who have traveled, now this is feedback, and I'm sure the Nigerian Railway Corporation would understand what I'm saying. You would find that there's a lot of feedback about how tickets are being sold, hoarded and resold for an exorbitant
higher prices,
price and all of that. this might go a long way towards curbing that, because now security is on the high. So it will be
Why are you
difficult.
buying 10 tickets
You get
at once?
it will be difficult for them to hold tickets or whatever, or claim, because now again the system of the manifest, if they were not enforcing it, they will enforce it now.
Yeah.
I remember still traveling from Ibadan to Lagos a few weeks ago, and there's a manifest, that you feel. And there are times when you're traveling intra state, the manifest is there, that you feel, because you're going by a commercial bus and everything. And it wasn't a system that was in place until a couple of years ago, right? So the manifest also makes you understand exactly what it is, a manifest, So if it's possible to use that by head, and you now deploy it to the rail, and it has to tally with the number of ticket sales, it might be a win-win for the
win-win.
For owners
for me,
of the rail.
I even feel that it is high time we need to go and look into buying tickets online. We buy tickets, what's it called? Air tickets online. I don't think that it should be that much of an issue to be able to get a website to buy your tickets. That way, there's a large chunk of tickets that probably would be off, which you can even trace people more in that aspect. I think that really, that, like you said, the issue of hoarding and all that can also help. I didn't even think that should have even been an issue. I think it should have been there immediately. Immediately the rail system started. So, but we definitely will see how this works. I know that for the first few weeks, or let me say, I hope, or not like I hope, I'm guessing for the first few weeks, they probably might not have as many people on those trains as they used to. You can't blame people. A few people will probably be skeptical for the first few weeks. I think that the Ministry of Transportation also needs to give us people more information about the upgrades that have happened on the trains, on the rail tracks, and all that. I think that they should put out more information on that.
They should, especially the monitoring system that the former Minister of Transportation
had said was going to be in place.
About. And again, the deployment of military and paramilitary along the entire route to, then again, the modern system of monitoring those tracks to find out, what exactly is being done or can be done to safeguard life and property.
I think this will definitely go a long way to putting people's mind at rest on that. Quickly, before we as we move on from that, there is a very interesting story. A lot of things that is happening over the weekend, or specifically yesterday. Osun State got a new governor, a brand new governor, Governor Adeleke. And there's been a lot of pronouncements between yesterday and today. They're actually like a lot.
There's a message on YouTube from Bukola Medubi, and she says, Abuja-Kaduna train, not for now, please. And this is someone that definitely
plies that
route
very, 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 very well. I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Okay, now, the new Osun State governor, the brand new governor, has today sacked about 12,000 workers and ordered the dethronement of 3 monarchs. That's just one. He has also nullified the appointment of 30 permanent secretaries, and he has also suspended the chairman and members of the Osun State Independent Electoral Commission. Now, he was talking, according to him, is saying that every single appointment that was made after July 17th, that was after he was announced as the governor-elect, is hereby nullified. Is that really necessary?
Is that the question?
Yeah.
The necessity of the actions is not the problem. It's the action itself. Go. Like, I feel that Adeleke is trying to stamp his authority quickly. I feel he wants to quickly Let people know that y'all think I came here to dance.
Ruffling feathers this early.
I'm coming, You call me the dancing senator. You think I came here to dance? I'm not here to dance, guys. I'm here to work, and I'm going to show you people that I have the power and the authority, and I'm going to work. Now, ruffling feathers might be the after effect of what he's done, but he's done what he's done. Do you understand? One of the things that would have been is if he had taken his time and maybe studied the situation better. But maybe he's telling you now that from July 17th,
he's not interested in
he has done enough studying, and he has his information, and he really doesn't care.
Yeah, he has.
We cannot take all of these things and bunch them together. The dethroning of monarchs is within his power constitutionally and all of that. But remember when, in the case of the Olubadan of Ibadan and Ajimobi, he didn't even dethrone. What he did was
divided the kingdom.
Not even divided the kingdom. He promoted. He upgraded
chiefs.
The stool of the Olubadan itself too. Because for him to create other obas within those zones, the paramount ruler would have to be elevated higher. But the Olubadan said, no, do not touch tradition.
What is there?
This is what we don't like.
And then they went to court on that. And it was still talking about people. He has also now directed career heads of local government areas to immediately take control of affairs. Remember, there was a high court ruling that had declared the election of the new local government chairman illegal. He has also done that at the moment. So
that's why I said we should take this
one by one.
One by one. We should itemize these decisions. In the dethroning of monarchs, their appointment as monarchs, did it go contrary to the laws or the land, or the
because
culture?
There should be reasons why you dethrone them.
Because you're saying that because the governor was the one that enthroned them a few days or a few weeks ago. The thing is, was it against the law
of the land?
Apart from the law, the culture. Like for instance, one of them was a former chairman of the APC, now opposition party in Osun. A former chairman that everybody went there to congratulate him and everything. Was he chosen ahead of other people that were deserving or more deserving? Did Oyetola circumvent the law to confirm
to put him there,
the person as monarch?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
If that is the case, 100% respect to Adeleke for doing that. But if it is a political move, a political stunt to say,
and then we see the way
I'm the governor now, and I don't want you as king.
Cases are going these days,
That's one big headache for him. And when you come in as a governor, you need that. Not even governor, as any politician anywhere in the world, there is the what I like to call the there's this thing that couples go for after they get married. A lot of couples go for it, not all. After they get married,
counseling,
something would. I mean, there's this thing that honeymoon.
Yeah.
Every politician has a honeymoon period.
Yeah.
Some last for a long time, some last for a very short time. But no matter what the honeymoon period is, it expires.
Yeah.
I feel that Adeleke's honeymoon period might not last long.
long.
If the monarchs he has removed were put there wrongly.
Yeah.
Now, in the case of the
workers,
permanent secretaries, 30 permanent secretaries. I feel that Governor Oyetola, now former governor, should have not employed those people.
There was no need. It was just a few days to him leaving.
So, in him asking them to go is well within his rights, because those are appointments that a new governor would like to make.
But the thing now is that you also know that these people could also go to court and say that if there was nothing wrong with the appointment, you could also argue that the former governor was well within his rights.
Again, I feel that Governor Oyetola should not have done that, saying that he had a few days
to go.
And I feel that it's a position that the incoming governor, now governor, would like to feel, because these are the people that should work with him if he's going to be governor for the next 4 years, at least. These are people that he wants to work with. So he would rather have, but if you understand the civil service, there's supposed to be a system in place that you promote from within. You usually do. But they bring people from outside at times, but you promote from within. And, on paper, civil servants are neutral. In reality,
they're not.
They form a large chunk of the electorate.
You seem to even forget that Osun State is very peculiar. Osun State has the highest number of civil service in the whole. And then you come this morning, you not only sack 30 permanent secretaries, you sack about 12,000 of those workers.
The last governor that I remember that kicked out a large chunk of
didn't do a second term.
He didn't come back.
I think that Osun State is
it might be starting on the wrong foot, and people, some of the Oyetola people will be like, well, we told you people, but you don't know. But again, it's going to employ indigenous of Osun and put them, and there will still be people who will support what he has done.
Exactly.
But the 12,000, barely 24 hours after becoming governor, is a tad bit too hasty. Because what I would do, even the permanent secretaries that is kicked out, is to actually go through their profiles. And that you can now, maybe remove some, put some, and balance
rearrange
it, and all of that. Take charge in a different way. But really going so frontal, sacking 12,000 workforce.
Yeah.
I really hope he knows what he's doing.
I really hope so as well. He's coming in. When you say someone is coming in hot, he's coming in hot at the moment. And also because of that, let me say because of that, tension is flaring up in Osun State, as now cars have burnt barely 24 hours after the new governor came in. There's a lot of drama with the NUR factions of the NURTW in the state.
So the gist is that there are two factions of the NURTW now in Osun State. Yeah, it used to be the state of Osun. Is now.
Oh Osun yes, State. He has now turned it to. I honestly did not know that Governor Oyetola did not change it, because I know there was a court ruling about that.
Yeah, that it was supposed to be reversed and everything. So he's made an official proclamation about that. It's well within his purview as the governor of the state, and in doing that, it's shown that look, I'm not going to let a lot of these policies and legacies of the so-called.
But is government not a continuum? Yes, I think it's a mistake a lot of politicians make.
Yeah, but you see, governance and government are supposed to be a continuum. Politics is about, doing some of these things to weaken, or discredit the other person and make yourself stronger.
What did the Osun State Independent Electoral Commission chairman and the members, what did they do?
Well, until he comes out to tell us what they've done, we cannot say anything about that. There's no official statement to that effect. But again, as governor, within his purview to say, I want to start with the State Electoral Commission. And that's why I have always said that having a State Electoral Commission is an aberration.
Yeah.
The Independent National Electoral Commission should be in charge of every election in this state. It will reduce such influences, because what all of them do, APC, PDP, APGA, whatever party that is in charge of a state in this country, is that they're not going to employ just anybody that is independent. That's the truth. Go and check it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you have the independent national election that has proven so far, 2 elections down the line, that they are independent, they should be in charge. That way, a governor cannot come and sack. And again, this is why...
Then even remove the elections from the...
Take it to the
center.
This is why people are making a case for the government to not agree to the creation of a state police. Because it's always going to be about the person's whims and caprices now.
Caprices as well.
That this is the way I want it, and that's the way I want it. So, I would have expected, and I would have wanted for Adeleke to have focused on people-oriented legacies and moves from the get.
I think that it's...
But, maybe we're also
he knows what he's
maybe
doing.
We're being too hasty in analyzing what he has done.
Very possible.
So the gist about the NURTW is that there's a group of people who claim that they are in support of the PDP, and that now that the PDP is in charge, the people who were there are supporters of the APC, that's the Road Transport Workers Union, and they need to kick them out. And we know how violent these bodies get at times.
Yeah, but my point, these things, now we know that. I will not like that, say that we don't know that some of these things are political and all that. But I think it's time some of these things need to be really, 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 really looked into. We can't continue like this. Everything shouldn't be around politics. Like, people's lives shouldn't really be about politics. That's my own opinion. Generally. Anyway, quickly before we go, there was an update on the 4th mainland bridge in Lagos State, as Lagos State has said that their 3 Bs have been shortlisted by the government, and which has a budget of about $2.5 billion. When the bridge is built, is said to going to be the longest bridge in Africa.
Yeah, the 3rd mainland bridge used to be the longest bridge in Africa. A few years after, the Egyptians built a longer bridge, and Nigeria is saying no, Egypt, no, we're gonna do one better. So what it is that they've shortened it down now. They've narrowed the field. There are 3 bidders. 2 of the major bidders are Chinese consortiums, and again, even the 2 consortiums have European partners, and it's actually a massive deal. Like, the bridge, if you look at the design and the concept of the bridge, it's gonna be the first of its type, I think, even in the world.
Yeah,
like,
it's
there's a layer where people can actually go and socialize and hang out on a bridge, and it's going to basically change the face of traffic in Lagos, especially for people who drift from the island to the mainland.
Straight to the mainland.
There's going to be some kind of ring road around the bridge, and they've already started construction of those roads that would lead to the 4th mainland bridge and pass, to Ikorodu, to Isheri, and other parts of Lagos, creating some kind of ring road.
Yes.
If they pull it off, $2.5 billion,
it's going to be really massive.
And
definitely,
it's something that would be a game changer,
definitely,
and a legacy project.
Yep, and on that, where there's let's just go quickly to the appeal court. Now looks like the Senate president has suffered another defeat as what's he called now? The appeal court has now upheld that Machina is officially the APC candidate for Yobe North Senatorial District. Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing, actually. I was trying to reach for my...
No, you were laughing. Why are you laughing?
Lime and lemon water.
Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing. You are. The court has spoken again. If I was advising the current
you should stop
Senate president, I would say, I know it's difficult. You've been there since 1999. But there's a time to stop. The people have spoken. You spoke by not contesting
in the first place.
You wanted to be president. You lost out on that. You've lost out on this. Be like the elder statement that you are.
That you are.
And allow this
like,
guy,
uncle,
in fact,
take
support
heart,
the
take
guy,
heart.
and people,
Make sure that your party wins again.
everything changes for you.
Yeah.
There are other roles that you can play. Who said that you always have to be in the Senate? With the level of experience that he has garnered, in the Nigerian since 1999.
Pull this guy for help him. Show him the ropes of how this thing is done.
You can't be the only person out of Yobe North, that can be a senator.
Since 1999, let's be calming down.
But sadly, he keeps contesting against it. And every time he does that, I believe that is putting a smear on his own legacy. Because look, this is a man who's been in politics as a senator since 1999.
Quickly, the court has now nullified, more like the appeal court has reinstated PDP candidates in Ogun State, talking about how the High Court cannot nullify elections. I said it. The courts are an agent of confusion.
Not necessarily. They just need to keep getting interpretations, and it's based on facts that are available, and at times a little bit of sentiment. But there's some jazz that APC in Ogun State is doing. Because
nobody seems to get themselves
out of the main opposition in Ogun State
have been fighting for almost
3 factions.
Yeah, 3.
There's the Jimmy Lawal.
Yeah. There's the Adebutu, Lad Adebutu,
and then
there's the Shago Shoumi. Yes, I agree with you. Also, remember that just last week, the Labour Party is fighting the National in Ogun State. Also, still last week, the court has nullified the candidacy of all candidates in, I think, ADC or something like that.
One of those A parties.
One of those A parties, yeah. So I get your point, and to me, the only thing this tells me is you're literally just giving the APC smooth sail. They might not even have they might not even be that popular, but it looks like it's the same thing that's going to happen in 2019 that is happening right now. And my mind, I'm like, are you people not thinking? Does this even make any sense? Can't you just finish doing whatever it is you want to do and let's move on quickly from it? But anyway,
apparently they can't.
They cannot, as PVCs and other items have been destroyed as hoodlums have set fire to the INEC office in Easy local government area of Ebonyi State.
Things are not so easy in Easy local government with the re-emergence of violence against the Electoral Commission.
Yeah.
And its facilities across the southeastern part of Nigeria. I worry a lot at this development because it might and would eventually have an effect on the result of the elections next year.
Yeah, most likely.
One, it will play a lot on the morale of the voters who would feel
it's not even
unsafe
safe to
in
even
some
come
instances.
out. Yeah.
It will play a lot on the volunteers and the staff of the Electoral Commission. Then the destruction of some of these items might be irreplaceable.
Yeah, but
based on the time frame.
PVCs, it means that there are less people that are going to vote.
Their PVCs might not be produced before the next one.
Now, even with this, they might to even be sure which PVC is there and which is not even there. Now, also talking about PVCs, 2 people have been arrested as they've found 468 PVCs with 2 people. 101 PVCs with someone in Sokoto and another 367
with the guy in Kano. Yeah, the guy,
people should be
the Sokoto guy has actually been sentenced to 1 year in prison, and the other guy whose name has not been revealed, his case is still being worked on, and questions need to be asked like, where did they get the PVCs
from?
Yeah? Are they real PVCs? And did they buy them off the owners, or did they steal them
from INEC?
From INEC storage or whatever? And what do they plan to do
with them?
With it, and how they plan to do it? So sentencing the guy to 1 year might be what the law has prescribed, but there should be more information around this, so that when it's taken up, it will serve as a deterrent to the people who are still planning this devious act.
Okay, quickly before we go, Federal High Court in Yolo has also nullified the PDP ticket for the Adamawa Central election. The person is actually the current Speaker of the State House of Assembly. He was declared the winner of the ticket. Now the Federal High Court has nullified his election today.
Yeah, so there were a couple of people who contested that primaries, and there was a certain Awal Tuko who is not supposed to, according to one of the people who went to court, is not eligible to contest, and because of that and other reasons, they went to court, and now it looks like it doesn't look like there is no
candidate
in Adamawa Central.
That's not looking very
which
good.
Is going to make it. I think that's the area where Senator Abo is from in Adamawa, which might give him a free ride if he's the one that has the ticket again this time.
Exactly. So quickly before we go, finally, I think that the game is about to end. It's 90 minutes plus 11 minutes right now extra time. Ghana is leading South Korea 3-2. I don't know if there's going to be another goal.
No.
But at the moment, it is 3-2 as we speak. And that's all we'll be able to take today.
Nice one, Charlie.
On the Boombar. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very, very much for the comments. We'll be back again tomorrow with another wonderful edition of the Boombar right here on boomradio.com.ng. Peace.